Fuck y'all. He doesn't count. I gotta deal with his headache.
Well, you can have it.
Y'all just get to sit there in Philly and Ithaca and chill.
Literally, because it's cold.
Welcome everyone to the Three Cynics Gaming Podcast. This week, when gaming goes wrong.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think we've put together quite a few topics on that particular theme. We're going to talk about how the Chinese cracking group 3DM somehow supposes that pirating games may be impossible within 2 years, and how the Japanese Tohaku Institute has found that too much video game can impair brain development. That's good stuff. I think we've seen that in the past. But first up, we have a sweet article on PC Gamer about those bans, those, I guess they were indefinite bans subject to review that Valve issued to suspect Counter-Strike players early in 2015. In the first days of January 2016, they revealed that, yeah, fuck it, you're banned for good. Get the hell out. Apparently, these Counter-Strike players were involved in fixing matches and betting on the outcomes. Like, one of the most egregious things you can do in sports outside of doping. And I haven't heard any uproar about this from people. It hasn't. This didn't even really hit the PC gaming subreddits or the PC master race. So I guess nobody really gives a shit. But I think it's awesome.
People like to cheat. That's why it's not a big deal. People have no problem with cheating. Gee, they'd rather cheat and get 1,000,000 kills than try to play you straight up and go 15 and 20 or something. So that's just the way people are, dude. That's just what they do.
So you think that they're not reacting out of a sense of shame?
Okay, now hold on, Clay. Now I know that you are a sports fan, and so is Nate. And when they come out with major allegations of doping and shit, how many people are offended? And you got to listen to these rants on ESPN radio that this guy should be thrown out of the game and he shouldn't be able to play and blah, blah, blah. And he's tainted and we're never going to vote him into the Hall of Fame, blah, blah, blah. You cheat on this shit and they're like, who cares? Now, and I know plenty of people that are sports people and video game people. So you're going to get outraged over a fucking deflated football, but you're not going to get outraged over somebody fixing a match?
Well, I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe they don't really care at all because given the opportunity, they might do the same.
Agreed. Now, I don't even know, what is the ESL? And what is this? Are these like tournaments for them? I mean, how are they fixing matches and betting on outcomes? Like, how does this work?
I'm not exactly sure how it works. Do you have any point of view on that, Nate?
Oh, is it my turn? Sweet.
Yes.
It's
your turn. Go.
Cool. First, Mark, I think that the people who cheat are actually the minority. It's just that when they show up, there's such a huge disturbance that it seems worse than it is. In the grand scheme of things. Secondly, I think there's one of two ways they went about this, seeing as how they fixed the matches is either A, they bet on their opponents and lost on purpose, or B, they bet on themselves and paid their opponents to lose. Either way, it's fucking despicable.
Who's the bookie?
Mark, you can bet on anything, bro.
Okay, all right. I mean that's fair because you probably can bet on just about everything. But I never heard of that. I thought it was just like you go online and shoot each other and shit. Who's taking these books?
Mark, I won $5 last Super Bowl that Katy Perry's first song would be "Roar," so that's a thing.
I mean, bam, there it is.
You can
bam.
Bet on anything.
Drop it.
That gaming actually has a professional league. We actually had an article about it. We didn't get to them. Yeah, one of them was bought by Activision Blizzard. So I believe
are they like individual games, or are they like
see,
a
the
series
thing is,
of games?
The owners of League of Legends host their own tournaments. The
right.
LCS.
Well, I've seen that on ESPN 3
right.
or whatever
and
the hell it is.
Other games like Valve hosts their tournaments for Counter-Strike Global Offensive through the Electronic Sports League, or I think that's what that stands for. And then there's Major League Gaming, and all of these things are getting bigger and bigger all the time. So if they have any influence or any significant viewership, people are going to take bets on it. It's just going to happen.
Okay. All right. Interesting. I just didn't know it was like a thing like that. I mean, I know League of Legends has their little things, and
It's not little.
and
Not anymore.
I know that. It's on ESPN, motherfucker. It ain't that little, but but I understand. I just didn't know it went so deep as a shooter. Something like that. That somebody's taking a book and then guys are throwing it. And how do they even know and shit? I mean, did the bookmaker get upset? I mean, I don't understand.
I'm not sure how these allegations of match fixing came to light. I do know I gotta pee like a bitch.
Fuck those guys for cheating. Bam.
Bam.
Fuck 'em.
Don't cheat, and I'm glad you got banned, and I'm glad they actually held it to you. Good. Bam. Let's go.
All right, well, we three cynics are gonna take a moment now to congratulate last week's winners of our game giveaways. So, tell us, Nate, who were our winners last week? What did they win?
They got like weird names. Well, Sam the Rat won a copy of Ori and the Blind Forest. So hopefully he stays in contact to let us know how that turns out, because we've heard really good things. And Sim, CIM, I assume that's how it's pronounced, won Civilization 5. So that's what's up.
Excellent, excellent. And big announcement this week. We're giving away something much bigger, something I think the listeners will really enjoy and clamor for. We're giving away The Witcher 3.
Bam.
Big stuff, game of the year.
Fantastic
for
game.
a lot of pundits and a lot of fans. So if you want to enter, listen at the mid-roll, and we'll tell you exactly how you can. Next up, and listeners, if you could see the document, you would love Nate's comment on this next article. He wrote underneath it, hogwash. Best word I've seen used in print in the longest time. The Chinese cracking group, a group specifically gathered to help people pirate games. They call themselves 3DM. Has stated that with the use of anti-tamper measures like those employed by Denuvo and bought and implemented by some AAA publishers, not many games have implemented it, but Just Cause 3 did, and it's giving them a lot of trouble. Usually when a big title comes out, it's only a day, maybe a week at most, before there's a cracked copy that you can get all over the world. And Just Cause 3 has been out for more than a month, and they can't seem to get through it. So Denuvo is getting better at their job. And I'm sure the Chinese cracking group isn't any worse at their jobs. But the idea, well, let me just defer to Nate, because he believes it's hogwash.
It is. It's fucking hogwash. It's stupid. Look, here's how the internet works. You do something, and then somebody else does it better. Period. Dot. The end. Viruses are a great example. How often does your antivirus software have to update its definitions? As soon as new viruses come out, because they figured out how to break your last ones. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So for this dumbass cracking group to say that you won't be able to get cracked games, you're nonsense. Get the fuck out of here. It's only a matter of time. Somebody crack it. It might take them longer. Maybe they're using a technology that the hackers don't have readily access to, but eventually they'll get it, and then they'll crack it, and then they'll keep rolling, because that's how the internet works. I don't download crack games, so I'm not really that worried about it, but this claim that they're making is stupid.
Yeah, the claim they're making is stupid, but I love the idea. I know that being fancying myself a realist most of the time, that cracking or breaking games for pirate is never going to be impossible. But I hope that one day it's just too troublesome for people to bother with. I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen on some part of the internet some asswipe claiming that all PC gamers are pirates who never play for their pay for their games. They're always ripping people off. Well, guess where the fuck that reputation come from? That is a molehill reputation created by pirates and the people who supply pirates that was turned into a mountain by developers. And yeah, perhaps not every pirated copy of a game is a lost sale, or whatever other argument you want. You're not stealing because you're not actually taking a tangible thing. However you justify it to yourself, if you pirate games, you are a problem. And you are either one of the progenitors or one of the sustainers of that blown up reputation. Game makers didn't just invent pirates one day for their own devices. The pirates made their reputation for themselves, and they stain the reputation of PC gamers the world over. And I despise the idea. It's stupid. You know, when I was a kid, if I couldn't get a game through some, lawful means, I didn't get the game. And that was okay. And now today people justify it to themselves in all sorts of ways, like it's software. You're not stealing it because nothing was lost when you took it. Bullshit. If you got the thing without paying for the thing, that's theft. If you have a product and didn't compensate the seller or the producer, you stole it. Plain and simple. And I despise pirates. Was that a long enough rant?
Sure. And I don't care at all about pirating games or not pirating games. I'm like Clay. I've never obtained a game illegally. So, well, maybe that's not true. I might have stole one from Walmart or something. Who knows? I don't fucking remember. But I don't care if you pirate games. I don't care if you can pirate games. I don't care how you do it. I don't care what you do. And pirators don't bother me one bit because sometimes I like to watch a motherfucking pirated movie on the internet that I don't want to pay $12 to go see. So pirate that shit for me. Thanks, Tom.
Wow.
Okay, that's fair enough. I have conflicting opinions on this. First of all, let me start with the fact that I remember very vividly stealing some random kid's copy of Turok for Nintendo 64. Their parents came to the house, and I denied doing it even though I had it in the 64. And I apologized to that kid, and now as an adult, like 30 years later. But anyway, so I have stolen a game, obviously. But I don't agree with pirating games. I don't watch movies illegally. I've never downloaded music illegally. It's just nonsense. I don't do it. I don't necessarily have a moral high ground on it. I'm not someone who's going to look down on you for doing it. Now, if it's what you do exclusively, then yeah, I'm probably going to look down on you. But most of the time, like I'll download music I already own through torrents and things like that, or music I have purchased in the past, because that's how I feel. This is an what's it called? Intellectual property. Thank you. This is an intellectual property issue. Their games are their intellectual property, and you are basically buying a piece of their intellectual property. So I can understand that, and they have every right to protect it. But I also don't feel that I should ever have to pay for something twice. I've bought Fallout 3 and New Vegas 4 times each, because when you buy it for the Xbox, you don't also get a copy for the PC, which is bullshit, because I'm not buying the CD, I'm buying the intellectual property. So
that's a fine point.
Yes, I think more things should be CD key based, basically. I don't know. I already said it. Fuck it. That's what I said.
Game over on that subject, bitches.
Bam. I mean, it is theft. I mean, but everybody has big balls behind internet walls. So, I mean, it is theft. You're right. And, I mean, I don't remember the last time I've watched a movie online, but I'm not saying that I don't, and I'm not saying that I won't. Because I will if something looks interesting enough, but I don't want to pay $12 to $15 to go see it. So I will. Now, I've never pirated a game. I don't even know where to start. But when it comes to the movies, then yeah, I do. And like my wallpapers on my phone and shit, that's just all free too. I'm not paying for that shit.
Free doesn't mean pirated.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I don't really have a strong opinion on pirating. Yes, it's theft, and yes, they should get paid for what they do. I agree with that. But I don't have a huge problem with it. I don't care if you do that shit.
All right, Nate, I hear you got good words on this next topic from Tohaku University. Why don't you take the lead on that?
According to an article on Rocket News 24, research from a Tohaku University claims video games impair brain development for children. I don't know that it impairs brain development. It's got a whole list of things that, they conducted research. The group monitored 240 children, and the ones who played extended periods of time doing video games had slower development and a negative impact on their prefrontal cortex, responsible for executive functions. Whatever that means. Moving along. The caudate nucleus, Jesus Christ. Speaking's not my forte today. Responsible for movement, and the hippocampus, responsible for memory. I buy this 100%. There's not a kid nowadays that doesn't have an iPad. I've seen many children who have no idea how to interact with people. Children being toddlers to 20-year-old quote-unquote men who just have no idea how the real world works, and they don't know how to interact with people. I don't know. I can't speak to the brain development itself, but I can definitely speak to the social anxiety aspect of it. It's bad. I role play every Saturday, as I've mentioned before, and our group was so bad at a point that we ordered food every Saturday, and none of them would order if you couldn't order online. If we wanted to order from a place to get food that required you to call them, I had to call them.
I
It
had
was
to
sad.
deal with that shit at Rob's house too, Nate. It's so retarded. Can't order it online. Nobody wants to call nobody.
Yeah, I've seen that too in the younger generation. What I don't understand what is so scary about another person's voice at the other end of a phone. It's so strange. I'm looking. I did a little research, a little simple Googling on the idea of the brain's executive functions. And it's defined loosely as an umbrella term for the management, that is, the regulation of cognitive processes, including working memory, reasoning, flexibility, and problem solving, as well as planning and execution of planning.
So it's your common sense center.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah. It's also working memory, so your ability to make memories.
Lord knows
Okay.
common sense.
But
is
other than
missing.
that, it's your common sense. Yeah. And I know lots of kids. Ryan is hilarious and has the worst emergency response ever. So he broke a bike. He went to Sears and stole a wrench and then tried to fix the bike. That didn't work. So he threw it in a dumpster and stole somebody else's bike and brought it back to his brother and said that he traded bikes with this guy.
Is he retarded?
Dude, it was when he was telling me the story, I was just looking at him like, you've lost your flipping mind. This was your emergency response, not walk the bike home and try to fix it, but you go steal a wrench, realize the wrench didn't help you, throw the bike away, and steal somebody else's. It was
Yes.
hilarious.
I would say that is also a very severe lack of judgment.
We called his emergency response. It's like when emergency panic mode set in, it was like, just blow it up. Just hit the button. Fuck that shit.
His fight or flight is both ends of the extreme spectrum. Huh?
Yes, no in the middle, G. No in the middle. It's like panic mode, full on, freak out, steal something, then steal something else, throw it away, make up some bullshit lie, the cops come. It's great.
I think one interesting portion of their research, the fact that the caudate nucleus that is responsible for movement is also impaired because it's long been accepted that, as they stated here, that video games have a positive influence on spatial perception, but also it's been long accepted that they have a positive influence on motor function and hand-to-eye coordination and that sort of thing. But the idea that it impairs part of the brain responsible for movement is kind of contrary to those long-standing, I don't know, accepted theories.
Well, see, I look at this whole article, top to bottom, and all I see is the same. I don't know the word I'm looking for here, but it's the same old wives' tale, or not even a wives' tale, the same old truths of anything in excess is bad for you. Anything. You drink too much water, dude, you can drown.
Well, you get water intoxication. Never mind drowning.
But that's what I'm saying. So no matter what it is, no matter what your drug of choice is, no matter if you drink Diet Coke or Pepsi or whatever, if you do it in excess, it's bad for you.
Oh yeah, well, that's
And that's what this is saying, in excess. And now kids, like, I don't remember, up until I was like 7, 8, 9, 10, we had Nintendo, but it was take your ass outside. Don't be in here bothering me. Take your ass outside and play.
I think
And
this is
and their version of it is give them my iPad, go sit down and shut up.
I think this is more of a central theme than when gaming goes wrong, is overreaction to the minority. Kids don't go outside as much anymore. You know why? Because parents are scared of kidnappers and rapists and child molesters. And how many of those actually exist aside from the one down the street from my house?
I got
Very,
one down the
very,
street.
very
I got one
few.
down the street from my house registered too, so don't feel
Yeah,
bad.
I don't feel bad. I don't have kids, nor do I want kids, so I'm not really that worried about them. But, I mean, if I see him taking a kid, I'll do something about it, obviously. But it's that overreaction to...
Helicopter parent.
Yeah,
That's
there you
it.
go, bam.
Helicopter
That's
parent.
the term, helicopter parent. Thank you. I was having trouble with that. You react based on the most dire news. And I've actually read somewhere, I wish I could find it because it was a very interesting article, that the human brain is designed to retain bad memories more than good memories because bad memories help you survive because they teach you what to avoid.
Well,
Makes
you know,
sense.
is it because the news is more readily available? You
Oh,
know,
hell
now
yeah.
now you can see everything online in 14 seconds, and this little kid got raped, but it happened like once every 14 years. But this one little kid got raped this time, and that's all I see. That's what I see.
Yeah,
So
Your
now I'm
brain
not
tells
saying
you to
that
know
it doesn't
that.
happen a lot, because it does happen a lot. But you know, you should have a watchful eye, anyways. It's not like I could just take the fuck off and dip.
Yes, we could, Mark.
Yeah, I dipped a
Dude,
lot.
I did too. Yeah, let's not lie.
We-
I
Yeah,
did.
like
I used to
twe-
take off
over
all the
12
fucking
years
time.
old, we just take the fuck
But
off.
nobody ever kidnapped me.
But we
So-
were also smart enough. We had the proper skills to deal with these situations. And generally, we traveled in groups.
Always, almost
almost
always,
always,
yeah.
yeah.
Packs,
Yeah.
yes.
We-
Safety in
there
numbers.
was, 5 or 6 of us, me and maybe you and Clay, or maybe one of the other ones was thrown in the mix, and then a couple of friends as well. So I think that's the central theme. It's people overreacting to the minority. And yes, if I had kids, I would be very worried about that kind of stuff. However, as an objective third party who can look at it from the outside, those things are the minority. And yes, it's scary, but that's where it's at.
It's sad. It's just sad because I mean, I there's some of my greatest memories are going out there and playing damn baseball with the tennis ball out in the street and falling, busting my ass and eating it on my face and
Or
shit.
playing street tackle football.
Yeah, sideline pop.
Yeah, or
shit,
football in those
and-
treacherous ass bike tracks that were nowhere
Yeah,
near level.
and- oh god, that was crazy. And we used to play roller hockey and shit. I mean, that was some of the best shit. Now all we do is play like Candy Crush. What the hell's going on?
I don't know. Now, my son still has some of my adventure passed down to him.
That's because you
I'm-
made him. That's
Yeah,
because you
it's
made
true.
him.
I made him. Get the fuck outside. Go do something for real. But I think you guys have made all the points that need to be made on this. When you're such a helicopter parent worried about the statistically infinitesimal things, and if you don't know that too much of a thing is a bad thing, you got some common sense issues you need to learn. There's a lot of old people who could teach you a lot of good lessons about ordinary things.
As previously mentioned, this week we're giving away a free copy of The Witcher 3. Holy shit, right? We're trying to grow our brand, and as such, we're giving bonus entries to this week's contest. We'd like you guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as usual, and tell us in your comments your greatest gaming gone wrong moment. It could be somebody rage quitting, a troll trying to fuck with you, or just a great moment that made you laugh. Short and sweet or long and drawn out, either way works. Now, to get bonus entries into this draft, yeah, it sounds right, fuck it, into the drawing, all you have to do is tell your friends, and when they comment their greatest gaming gone wrong story, have them mention your user tag in their comments, and then you'll get additional entries. Additional chances to win The Witcher 3. That's what's up.
That's
Sounds
awesome.
worth it. Yeah, it sounds
I know,
worth it.
right? Good scheme.
I
Nate.
paid
Good
$60
scheme.
for it.
I mean, it's a premium quality game. I mean, we shipped out some dough on it. So, I'd like to grow a brand a little bit with it. And if you enjoy the content, you should be willing to tell your friend anyway. But this just gives you a little bit of bonus incentive to do it.
Nice. All right. First thing.
Can we discuss that hoverboards aren't hoverboards because they have wheels?
It's retarded. It's a Segway with no motherfucking handle.
That's all it is.
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, now you have their opinion on retarded ass sideways skateboards. Next. An article from Destructoid from their contributor Stephen Hansen titled "Man Swears Off Xbox After Son Spends $8,000 on FIFA Microtransactions." This is awesome. This happened in Canada, because if it doesn't happen in Florida, it happens in Canada. A gentleman named Lance Perkins has lost his shit because his 17-year-old son allegedly, unwittingly, charged $7,625 in the Xbox One game FIFA. The article doesn't say which iteration of the game. It doesn't matter. But apparently this man gave his son a credit card for emergencies and family purchases. And he went ahead and put that credit card information into the Xbox. And every single time he wanted a little thing in the FIFA game, he went for it. And I don't believe this personally, but this man, Lance Perkins, says his son is just as upset as he is because he was oblivious to the idea that every time he checked off that box, it was actually charging him money. I think that's a fat load of shit, and that 17-year-old young man
ever, dude. It's so
is just
bullshit.
trying to get away with some bullshit.
Yes. It seems like he didn't have our parents. My mom would have fucking flipped shit.
Now, because I remember along these lines, very specifically, Mama giving you two motherfuckers $20 to go to Food Lion for milk and butter, and y'all came back with candy, chips, and soda.
Bam. That sounds like some shit I would do.
You send some kids to the grocery store.
I remember how pissed Mom was. But that's going to segue right into what I want to say is, yeah, Mom was dumb enough to send y'all two dumbasses to Food Lion with her money. And this guy was dumb enough to let his son have a credit card which clearly has almost an $8,000 credit limit, if not more. Nonsense. You can put a cap on that shit. Just call the company. So this company, Xbox, basically says they're not giving him money back. And good for them. They shouldn't.
No, he's an irresponsible parent. I mean, he's not a bad parent or any shit like that. You shouldn't be calling protective services on him. But that was an enormous slip in his common sense to not see the abuse that could come out of that. Absolutely silly. And his credit card company told him that there's nothing he could do about the charges from their end unless he wanted to charge his son with fraud.
Bam.
So
This man has no recourse.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, the recourse is you take it out of his ass. I mean, dude.
Yeah.
You click that box every time, dude. You did it. Nobody else did it. FIFA didn't auto-click boxes and shit. You wanted the hot new Nikes or whatever you were buying on FIFA. You knew what you were doing, dude. It asks you, how many times does it ask you? I mean, I know I have an Xbox One. I haven't really played around with the PC yet. But on Xbox One, when you go to buy something on there, it asks you like 3 times. Are you sure you want to buy this? And I'm like, yes. And it's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yes. And it's like, final warning, are you sure? So, dude, it tells you every single time.
I'm going to throw out a second bonus entry into the contest. If anybody can tell me in the comments, the first person, how the hell you can rack up $8,000 worth of microtransactions in one game. I didn't know that was possible. What are they selling that you can just buy that many multiples of?
Oh yeah, if one of you guys out there wants to drop an itemization of all the bullshit you can buy in FIFA, we want to know, because we might spend half an episode on abuse of microtransactions. So go ahead. Oh, it's kind of sickening. I've got goosebumps thinking about that idea. I would tear my son's hide.
I would be in jail for beating the shit out of my kid. I'm just going to be honest.
Yes, I would be too.
It would happen.
Get divorced and shit.
I would sell him to child labor. and make him pay me back every bit of that. I'd be so in jail.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Let's step away from that. Everyone's familiar with the idea of the console wars, which they never made any sense.
Okay, hold on.
What do you?
The FIFA 2015 joint, it's like you build players and stuff out of cards. So you can get starter packs, and it's like Magic the Gathering.
No,
and
it's
shit,
it's
dude.
like the system Madden uses then.
Yes, because it's their profits over $300 million since 2010 for FIFA digital downloads.
Well, that guy's a pretty good
on-
chunk of it.
Yeah, well, that's fair, but it says right there, dude. You can buy tons of stuff, different gear, starter packs, buy player bonus packs. Yeah, it's a gold mine. It's only in digital sales. Yeah, it's microtransactions that and says right there you have to click on the if you click on the don't mention credit card again button, it won't pop up again. So maybe he clicked on the credit card not there button again, so it wouldn't show up.
Oh, shit.
So, and that's on FIFAUteam.com.
Wow. Okay. New segue. Everybody's heard of the. Fuck.
Everybody's heard
I'll
of
just
the,
use the
fuck,
old
yeah.
one.
Everybody's heard of the fuck.
So, rolling off of my previous segue. What is it called? What is that? Brand loyalty? I've never understood brand loyalty. I always buy what suits me best at the time, whether it be for its price or its value or my need to have it right away.
Nissan loving bitch.
I've never understood. Hey, I've owned 2 Nissans, a Kia, a Hyundai, a Honda, a Ford, and like 3 Chevys. Don't give me no crap.
I own a Nissan.
Toyota.
So, from hothardware.com, a Mr. Paul Lilly reports that Xbox One sales have reportedly topped 18 million, while the PlayStation 4 has nearly doubled that figure. Now, the reason I added this particular piece of the console war to our docket is to bring up the idea of first impressions. You know, it's been an adage for the longest time. Your first impression is the only impression you have to give. And when Microsoft came out of the gate with its high pricing and maybe digital only, no disc tray or disc drive or whatever, and it was media centric and it didn't even seem like the Xbox was about games at all. Has that first impression really lasted more than 2 years? Like, there's so many people who were soured by it that the PlayStation has and will continue to simply run away with this generation?
Of course that's the case. We talked about the Wii U the other episode. I don't know, was it 2-3 episodes ago? That's still suffering from its previous iterations marketing scheme. That's just how it is. And none of it matters anyway, because I'm gonna put this in nerd terms for you. All right, right? If the Xbox is a goblin, all right, and the PlayStation is a troll, right? Much bigger, much more powerful, then PC is Zeus. So it's cool.
If you want it to be, yeah. That's a funny thing. Like, I built my studio PC, the one I'm using now for recording. It's mobile. I modified it to have a handle and make it easy to transport from my home to the satellite studio and back. I really put that well, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's a model apartment.
That's a great. I was going to compliment you, but I was going to wait for you to get done talking.
And it cost me $350 in total. And it has a quad-core APU, a large SSD, an aftermarket cooler. Okay, let me not go into this. It cost me $350 and plays games just like the Xbox One at 900p in most cases at 30 frames per second or more, because I get that option. And as soon as I built it and it was ready to go, I instantly had access to every game in my PC library. If you want to build a computer to beat the Xbox, it'll cost you $350. You want to build a computer to beat the PlayStation 4, it'll cost you $400. The whole price convenience thing isn't really a factor anymore. And you'll see a lot of arguments if you spend any time paying attention to the PC console contention that's out there on the internet about how PCs, you spend $1,000 just to get 60 FPS or whatever. It's completely untrue. So the console wars don't make any sense to me, not only in brand loyalty, but also in that there are so many better options out there. I mean, hell, Mark Jr., my brother, got a PC this past Christmas worth, I don't know, it's worth about $650, maybe $700 for absolutely nothing.
Hey, I had to put Mama's Christmas present in there, bitch.
All right, it cost him $70.
Bam!
So, and often you can build PCs with secondhand parts that can absolutely demolish both price and performance of a modern console. So this whole idea that, once you buy an Xbox, you're an Xbox man forever, or once you buy a PlayStation, you're a PlayStation girl forever. I mean, love your consoles. Go ahead. They're great, convenient little objects that get the job done. They do it simply, and they are machines of convenience, and everybody loves convenience. But don't relegate yourself to that silly shit. Plus, there's a lot more people on PC than consoles. So if you want a bigger community to play with, there you have it. Man, I fucking derailed the shit out of that. We're talking about
No, that's cool.
first
Fuck it.
impressions.
No, we're moving on from that. The conversation's evolved just in your diatribe. Bam.
All right. What's next up on it? Oh yes. We wanted to finish on a high note during this episode because of how low last week ended, and also to defy at the end of the episode the whole theme. The theme, when gaming goes wrong, well, we have a great example just announced today or yesterday as of recording that is completely contrary to when gaming goes wrong. This is when gaming goes right. Electronic Arts has announced that they are bringing EA Access to PC gaming. This is a sweet fucking deal, in my opinion. Now, this has been available on consoles, I believe, since late 2014 or since 2015, but they're bringing it to PC now. For $5 a month, you get access to a large pool of not bullshit games. That's how I want to put it. Not bullshit games, because most free games you see in this world from a company that usually loves charging for them are bullshit. They're 10, 15 years old games they can't fucking sell anyway. But if you were to sign up for EA Access right now for $5 a month, you would get unlimited access to Dragon Age Inquisition, Battlefield Hardline Deluxe, Battlefield 4 Deluxe, Sims 3, FIFA 15, Need for Speed Rivals, SimCity, Battlefield 3, This War of Mine, and Dead Space 3.
All the Dead Spaces.
Okay, better. You get all the Dead Space. Plus, to boot, you get to demo all or a lot of, they haven't specified whether it's all or many, but you get to demo EA games for 10 hours before they're released. That is the ultimate for me right there. I'll pay you $60 a year, the equivalent of one AAA release, if I can simply check out everything you have to offer before you offer it to me, before you demand my $60. I get to try it, and that is something that has virtually disappeared in the gaming sector. Demos are not that common.
I think the service might catch on. My first thought when I read this was, oh, great, EA is trying to get more of my money for nonsense. I was like, oh, great, I'm going to get to play like FIFA 2003. Oh, awesome, Amnesia, whatever, nonsense from like the Commodore 64 era. because that's the kind of shit the DA tries to pull. But I'm going to have to give them a little bit of love. This is good. I mean, I already own most of the games on this list, at least the ones I want to play. So I might not sign up initially. But I may sign up in the future because these are quality games, and I don't have to worry about putting out the full $60 price for any one of these games, because let's say I'm playing Dead Space 3 and I paid full price for it at retail, but I didn't really like it. I got no recourse. With this, all I spent was $5, and it came with a myriad of other options too.
Now, Mark, did you take advantage of EA Access on the Xbox One?
No.
Well, you say it as if that's the most obscure thing ever.
I didn't even know it existed.
Electronic Arts?
Like, what do they make? What? I love the Dragon Age games. I love the Dead Space games too. And I've paid $60 for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these on here already. No, 6 of them. Dragon Age Origins is over there. So I've paid $60 for 6 of these games. I already spent $360. So for $5 a month, which is just $60 a year, then yeah, that's worth a shot. But like Nate said, right now, no, I probably won't, because I don't want to play Battlefield Hardline or FIFA or SimCity or...
I mean, you got a point. In the short term, it might not be valuable to us, but there's no denying that this is an incredible value.
Oh no, it's a ridiculously
anyone.
good value. Yeah, and I'm sure they're only going to add to the library. So I know you hate the way I say library, but deal with it.
Look, you just corrected yourself.
Because library is a word and library is not.
Library is a word. It's a lion berry.
You get a strawberry?
Like a strawberry.
Some scrimps?
And some biscotti.
Bam.
Onions.
It's
Onions.
terrible.
I'm going
It's
to go
just
wash
terrible.
my onions.
All right.
Well, I think you guys have a point. I own Dead Space and Dead Space 2. I've never finished Dead Space 2.
It was
and
hard as
I'm not
balls
all-
at the end, dude. It took me forever.
I'm not all that interested in Dead Space 3. Not a fan of the Dragon Age games. I already own many of the others. Soccer can suck a dick. But yes, right now, for probably many people, this doesn't mean anything. But it's still, now it's there. And now when, I might, what's one of their upcoming releases, guys? What do they got coming out?
You know they're working on a new Battlefield.
Yeah. So, you know what? Fucking 10 days before the new Battlefield comes out, I might pay them $5 to demo it.
Well,
I just might.
the point is that if I didn't own most of those games, I would probably already be signed up.
Oh no, I would too. If I hadn't dropped the 60 for Inquisition, I'd sign up just so I could play Inquisition. So yeah, no, it's a great idea. I just think, I understand you don't want to get too crazy out there with what you put on there, but you should add some more of these games I'm looking at over here. And I guarantee you can get plenty of people to sign up for this.
You also get 10% off all Origin purchases automatically for subscribing. That's awesome.
You can make your money back. You could break even by the end of the year if you did it right.
I'm also going to throw out that I'm surprised Battlefront is not on this.
It might be too new.
Yeah,
I mean, those who had EA access on console got to demo Battlefront outside of their various betas. But go with me on this, Clay. All right.
If Battlefront were on there and we were both signed up for it, we might play Battlefront, but neither of us is going to go out and buy Battlefront.
No, I'm not going to purchase Battlefront.
But if you had access to it through this program, and I did, and we were looking for something to play, would we maybe not pick it up?
Oh, hell yeah, we'd be playing it.
So I'm just saying that might be another good selling point is say the new Battlefield comes out. I have my reservations about Battlefield based on the last couple of iterations. Clay, you still very much enjoy it. I play it with you now that I got it cheap. I'll have reservations about the new one. So if I'm signed up for this and you already own it, I can play that with my regular monthly fee and then decide if it's good enough, they went back to the things I like about it, hey, I'll pick it up.
I feel the same way about Mass Effect Andromeda because the last one I was really down on Mass Effect on the third one. So to pay $5 to get in there and check that out before I actually have to drop 60 on it, I would definitely do that. And if they went back a little bit of ways towards the second one and the combat styles and stuff like that, then I would probably check Andromeda out, and I would pay you $5 a month for that.
Yeah, they've also got Unravel coming, the Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Stupid parkour shit.
Well, EA Sports UFC Part 2 and Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Now, those are the ones that they've announced, and I might actually sign up to demo Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2.
Isn't that a shooter?
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's a third-person shooter. It's cartoony and fun. But as it stands right now, no. But everybody, all the listeners should look into it. It's very easy to find the list of games. What are they calling it? The Vault. All the games in the Vault, you get instant and unlimited access so long as you're a subscriber. You get to demo all of their releases. You get 10% off all purchases. And they're constantly adding games to the Vault. It's a sweet deal. I almost said fantastic.
Don't say fantastic, that's bad. But no, I mean, I agree though. I think other game makers should follow suit. It'd be a great way to spread it around. And you know, none of this is super new. So you know what I'm saying. But I know somebody right now who, if I told him about it, would get it just to get FIFA 15. So
yeah, they're not super new, but it's not as if they drove so back into their games library that I have to use a DOS emulator. It's not like they're letting you play Lands of Lore for free or for $5.99 or whatever. They're Battlefield Hardline. Most of these are.
I'm down. What's up? I'll pay you $4.99.
Are 14 or 15. 2014 or 2015 releases. Most of them are, if not all of them. I mean, obviously not.
Yeah, well,
Dead Space 1 and 2 and Dragon Age.
And actually, they've got some really good games up there. So if you've been waiting for the Inquisition or anything like that, or the Dead Spaces, I suggest the Dead Space series. The second one at the end was hard as balls. The third one wasn't as hard, but they were great games in my opinion. And I don't like those kinds of games.
The $5.99 is worth the playthrough of Dragon Age Inquisition alone.
Agreed, 100%. Because I dropped 60 on it.
Yeah, Clay bought it for me because I was super broke when it came out, or well after it came out, and he's such a sweet brother that got it for me, and I logged like 300 hours into that bitch. Like within the next 2 months.
It's a great game.
Some nonsense like that. So, or
yeah,
$4.99.
It was fun.
This is $4.99, not $5.99. I don't know where I got $5.99 from.
But $4.99, I would pay it. I'd pay it for the Dead Space series as well. So if they add the right game on here at the right time, they might just get me to subscribe.
This is basically, now that I'm thinking about it, what's the game server? GameFly?
Yes.
This is basically GameFly for PC.
Yeah, only for EA.
Yeah, but they also have said in the article that third-party titles will be involved in it as well.
Oh, awesome.
I don't see any third-party titles in it right now.
No, it's all EA.
But they did say in the article that, you know, third-party titles would be allowed.
Bam. Well, there you go. Yeah, but it's definitely, I think the $4.99 is worth it, dude. I really do. So I would do it, but they've got to get a different game up here that I want to play. That I already haven't played. I can't believe people still play SimCity. People still play that?
Oh, we lost Clay. Oh, we didn't lose you. It made the noise like Clay's going bye-byes.
No, as my Audacity decided to stop breaking my computer, everything went off and on again. So here we are.
Yeah. So you want to throw some words in there and you can interject them wherever you want between us?
No, I think I've said everything I got to say about this. That anybody interested in EA gaming, look at it. Take 10 minutes to search through Origin Access, and I'm betting you'll either see the incredible value that it is or the potential value that it has in the future. I have nothing but good things to say about this idea. There is one caveat to all this. Only platforms that publish a lot of games or can get access to a lot of games can offer this sort of service. You know, CD Projekt Red couldn't offer this because, they make one game every few years. So this is reserved for big dogs and big platforms. And it's an awesome idea. I mean, if Steam, Good Old Games, Electronic Arts, and perhaps a few others all offered this idea, I might be subscribed to most or all of them, depending on what they offered. And if they make their offer like EA has, by not just offering you bullshit, but giving you high quality and modern games and 10-hour demos, which nobody offers. Every demo I've played in the last freaking 5 years was an hour or less. And also a discount, a 10% discount for simply being a member. If anybody else, any other service or publisher out there can offer this level of quality and indulgence for a $5 subscriber, I'm down. Absolutely. Too bad I own most of these games.
I pay $5 per month for flipping Xbox Live Gold, and this would give me a hell of a lot more than that. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I love that Clay said he said pretty much everything he has to say on it,
And then dropped
like 5 minutes straight on it.
Yep.
It just hit me.
Beautiful.
It was like, bam! There's more to that.
I said everything. Contrary to that, though, I'm gonna say some more.
But no, I think it's a really good deal. And if you've been waiting to play any of them, it's worth, like, if you haven't played the Dragon Age series and you like role playing games, spend the $5 a month, dude. Play all three of them. The second one was poopity poop. The first one was great, and the third one was great. I didn't like the second one at all. Being trapped in that stupid city, it was so horrible.
The first one was a masterpiece.
Yes, it was. It was. I was gonna say fantastic.
It's a fantastic masterpiece. Fantastic piece.
The second one lacked, definitely, compared to the first, but it was worth the playthrough. And $5. If you say you subscribe for the year, those 3 games alone for $60 is well worth it.
Well, actually, we didn't think we were going to get to it, but guys, I think we got enough time to get to Mark's favorite piece in the doc. Why don't you go ahead and take that one, Mark Jr.?
Oh, which one? The rage one? Oh, it's hilarious. I can see this happening to my brother. Okay, my brother Rob loves to scream at what was the favorite one? It was always Call of Duty, right? It was always Call of Duty. Our older brother Rob,
Yeah.
The eldest brother.
Our brother. You said my brother like we're not fucking related.
Yeah, fuck y'all. He doesn't count. I got to deal with his headache.
Well, you can have it.
Y'all just get to sit there in Philly and Ithaca and chill.
Literally, because it's cold.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty cold down here too now. But the rage in this, I can see somebody mistaking the rage in somebody's voice and or the screaming and the motherfuckering and I'll kill you all and the throwing of things, that I can very easily see the law being called for
this
that.
Is an article
If you
from
take
Grapevine, or wait a minute, the Reykjavik Grapevine. I just butchered the hell out of that. That's foreign. Sorry,
West
guys.
Iceland, the Icelandic town of Borganes. Borgarnes.
I don't think that's
I don't know how to
it's
say that.
pronounced, yeah.
Sorry for butchering your stuff there. But a man in his 30s, our brother, a man in his 30s, just flipping out on a video game, and I can see the law being called so easily for somebody doing that, because what's it say? He had been defeated while playing a video game.
Dun, dun, dun.
And according to the article, the author, who has not that Icelandic of a name, Paul Fontaine, at least I can pronounce your name, Paul, he says, quote, police were alerted to the disturbance, who arrived in force at the scene. When no one answered the door, police may have suspected the worst, end quote. Apparently, people in the apartment building where this man lives reported hearing screams from their neighbors' homes, and the screams were loud enough to be audible through several apartments. That's awesome. Yeah.
Well,
I just think it's hilarious.
I would not have called the police. I'd have walked down to his fucking apartment and slammed on the door.
Oh, maybe. Well, I mean, he was having a rage fit, and he probably told somebody he killed a mama or something.
Only in
So
Icelandic.
you might not want to do that. And oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know what their language is. Is it Icelandic? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
It's also pronounced Borgonets. So, according to that little audio file I just listened to on the interwebs.
All right.
Oh, okay. That's fantastic. But it's still hilarious, and I can see. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more. Is what I'm trying to say.
This dude, I've never said this. This dude needs to have a smoke on some weed.
Just calm down.
Bring it down a notch, dude.
Just calm
Weed is a literal chill pill.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've gotten pissy at video games. It's happened. Nobody's ever called the cops on me.
Oh, no.
I've never
Nate and I
screamed.
are we're not rage quitters. We're silent quitters.
Yeah, I just dip out. I'm fucking done with this stupid shit. I'm out.
Yeah. I'm going to go do something else.
Oh, I'm a rage
Like a
quitter.
fart in
But
the night.
you're not calling the law on me. I'm not screaming I'll kill everybody and chucking my remote, and I'm not doing any of that. But I'll rage quit, call you all motherfuckers, and then hit the off button. I will do that shit. But I've heard Rob, and I've watched his neighbors come over and look in the windows when him screaming at Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. So I can see the law being called for somebody having such a rage fit that he had been defeated.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's a video game. This wasn't like Russian roulette.
Yeah.
Gee, calm down. Although the guy that shoots himself today, is that the winner or the loser? I guess that's the loser.
Yeah,
right?
that's the loser. And he also
Okay,
would not be
alright.
screaming.
That's
He'd
true.
just be dead. He'd be shot in the
So-
brain.
But I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, so listeners,
People
try to
getting-
keep it calm. Understand that video games are inconsequential. They could disappear right this very moment and the whole world would keep turning. It's okay.
I mean, they're not that inconsequential to those CSGO people. They obviously made bank.
Well, I mean,
They probably don't rage quit, though.
no, they got no
No, they
need
probably
to.
don't rage
Be like, did we lose the right one to make the money? Okay, we're good, guys.
Sweet.
All right, we're at the end of our time, guys. Don't forget, listeners, to look for us on Facebook and Twitter and follow the contest rules. Well, it's not a contest, actually. Follow the giveaway rules if you want to be entered. And don't forget to tell a friend. Nate, tell them what else they need to know.
What they need to know is that the person who checked Hitler's speeches was literally a grammar Nazi.
Oh! Burn.
I read that on the internet today. It made me feel pretty good. I got a good chuckle out of it. I was like, you clever son of a bitch.
So, if you're...
But anyway.
Go on.
You can find us on Stitcher and SoundCloud and iTunes. And if you happen to go anywhere where you can rate us, please give us a 5-star. We're trying to grow our brand, and that would be much appreciated.
Look for us on iTunes, your favorite podcast app. And if you want to enter this week's giveaway, you got to find us on YouTube and subscribe and follow all those rules Nate went through. Have a good one, everyone.
Tell your friends.
Be easy.